Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatrpatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. The essence of first chapter is that the first few stanzas talked about the connection between Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. So this is the first introduction. Like when you have a play or something, there is somebody who is a narrator or an MC who connects to what is going on with what will go on. So actually first chapter is something like that, bringing this connection. After that, from stanza 21, Arjuna's mental condition is described. How he is disturbed. And the signs of disturbance are seen at physical level. Body is trembling, body is weak. Mind is disturbed. Sense organs are not in control. Intellect is not able to think. So all this confused state is shown. And he says, I am not able to stand. Nacha shaknomi avasthatum bhramati vacha me manah. And I don't see any purpose in fighting this battle. In other words, taking up this challenge. I don't see what is the purpose of life. Why should we work for victory, this, that, all those arguments he puts. And when he puts all these arguments, Bhagavan doesn't say anything. Then the third section of this first chapter is the last portion where he talks about what happens to the family traditions, the rites, the rituals, the values, how they are all going down if we fight this war. He connects all of them to, if we fight this war, what calamities will come, and therefore why we should not fight. So dharma will be lost, the women will be lost, they will not have anything to hold on to, the later generations will break apart, they will not know how to remain together. What is the identity of them? In the form of their values, their traditions, their scriptures, and therefore this war is not right thing for us, says Arjuna. And therefore he says, I drop my weapon and I am not going to fight. And he sits down. Now, second chapter, so first chapter is titled as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Vishada means grief, extreme grief. So, the chapter on describing Arjuna's grief. And as I said, the key point here is, number one, our psychological dependence on something. And if that dependence is extreme, if that dependence is too much, then based on its condition, I will become weaker. So if I depend on 5 things, I have what is my probability of going down. If any one of them is down, I am down. So very high chances. And his psychological dependence was on the relatives like Bhishma, Drona, that he could not figure out how he will have life without them. Now, to that Arjuna, Bhagavan is going to say something which is here given as an introduction. So here what we are going to begin is introduction means how Bhagavan is going to whip him and say, get up, don't do things like this. So this is on page number 129. Page number 129. Second chapter. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. So now Sanjaya Uvacha, Sanjay is saying that to that Arjuna who is Ashrupurna Kulekshanam. Ashrupurna Kulekshanam means his eyes are filled with tears. Ashrupurna Kulekshanam. And Kripaya Vishtam. Kripaya Vishtam means he is in pity. He is in tears. Sitting like this, if you can imagine, who the great warrior Arjuna, seeing whom others were afraid they would run away, that Arjuna is in this despondency situation. See, Kripaya here is nothing to do with Kripa. Here Kripaya means he is in that pitiable situation where he is seeking pity from others. You know, like sometimes these children, they do some things and then they cry and they want attention from others. They look at me, see where I am, feel sorry for me. Arjuna was in that condition. To that Arjuna, Vishidantam. Vishidam means the one who is in Vishada. Vishada means one who is in grief. Vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha Madhusudana. Madhusudana, that Bhagavan Madhusudana, idam vakyam uvacha, he said these statements. Now what statement Bhagavan said? So now we will take every stanza like how we study, okay? Next. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarya Jushtamasvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Now Bhagavan actually begins, because in the first chapter he didn't say anything. He said, you keep crying. The second chapter, here he says, Kutastva idam kashmalam vishame samupasthitam. This kashmalam means this terrible impurity. Kashmala means dirt. Kashmala also means mud, kichad, filth. This inappropriate kashmalam, dejection, their translation here, Kutaha tva means tvam idam vishame samupasthitam. How did you get this vishame? Vishame means at inappropriate time and place. Means if you wanted to cry, there is better time. And there is better place and better occasion. Don't cry here. Vishame samupasthitam. So generally what happens is, when we are in that situation, we don't know when to cry or what is around us, we just go in our emotions. So Bhagavan says, you should not cry here. This is battlefield. See, Arjuna was expecting that Bhagavan will say, I didn't think that you are going to kill here and all these dharma lecture that you gave me, that this will happen, that will happen. I forgot all that. I completely agree with you and therefore let's go back. This is what he was expecting from Bhagavan. Instead of saying that, Bhagavan said, what are you doing? Why are you crying? And you see, this is bigger shock. When we are expecting that somebody will sympathize with me, somebody will say, I completely understand your situation. Instead of they say, what is it? What happened to you? Your thinking is completely incorrect. And we feel so bad. This is what, and if it comes from somebody from whom we are expecting sympathy and support right away. If we say, if the world doesn't understand me, at least this person, get up. No crying here. And you see how Bhagavan is telling him. Bhagavan says, this is anarya jushtam, second line. Anarya jushtam means Aryam. You see, just yesterday that boy was there, his name was Aryam. Aryam means cultured people. Anaryam means uncultured. Those who don't have any tradition, those who don't have any foundation. Such people, they take these things, means they cry like this. That path that you have taken, the option that you have decided to sit down and cry, is the option of such people. I'll give different examples, to make it more relevant. Many times what happens when people, they go through some tragedy. So what are the options they will seek? One is sit home and cry and go under depression. Second is take to alcohol. Go on drinking and not think anything. So they are under the assumption that just because you go on drinking alcohol and don't face the problem, therefore problem will go away. Problem will not go away. Problem is going to stay there. You have to find solution. You cannot shut your door and think that problem will go away. You cannot lose your balance of mind and think that problem will go away. In his case, he was thinking that I will become a monk. This is another thing. So when there is problem, people have this idea, those who cannot do anything, they become sannyasis. I say world ke liye is no use, Chalo. So sometimes our Guruji, he goes to different places. So people say, Swamiji, I have a son. He can become brahmachari. Because he is of no use, he will not do any work at home, he cannot do anything at business, so you take him. He is good for your ashram. So that is not true. Because no matter where we are, we will have to fight challenges. No life is without challenge, problem, struggle. At certain places, you have more problems. So, this is not how wise people, cultured people try to solve the problem, like how you are doing. Wise person actually analyzes the problem properly and looks at what has changed in me suddenly. If I had come here 15 minutes back with the preparation that I am going to fight the war, now what happened? Like that, let's say you decide that, okay, I want to do business. Then you start the business. Then something doesn't work out. Then you don't say, okay, let's pack and go back to India. So what happened? You were ready, right? So now there is some problem, you deal with it. So problem should not become that big of a deal. Problems will be there. Anything you take, you see New Year is coming, right? People will have New Year's resolution. So what are the common resolutions? I am going to lose weight. So losing weight you think is easy? It's not easy. So you take up that challenge. So forget about fighting war. Losing weight, so what are the basic things? Oh, I will have to stay away from chocolate, cakes, anything that puts on weight. This is number one. Number two, regularly I will have to exercise. Any fatty food, greasy food, oil, no. As they say, if it is morally, ethically, everything, if it is good, if it is good health-wise, if it doesn't put weight, cholesterol, this, that and everything, if it is low in salt, sugar, etc., then it will be healthy. So, you will have to face it. Another thing, aging. Whether we like it or not, we will have to face this. The body is going through all these varieties of changes, whether I accept it or not. And so I will have to prepare myself that this is the fact. And every time we see, next generation is ready to push the previous generation that, oh, I am the youngster, you are already old. Whether you like it or not, you get that compliment and title. Right? So I have to mentally prepare myself that yes, this will happen and I should be ready. So like that, challenges will be there at every place. Physical level, at exercise, weight loss program, whatever you want to do. Studies, you say, kids, they are excited. I want to go to college, I want to go to college. The moment they see college, all the studies and syllabus and all the other kids, oh, this kid is so bright, that is so brilliant. Hamara the GPA will go down. Then what? You pack the bags and go back home? No. Take up the challenge. So people think college life means only have good time, fun and all. No, there is a lot of studies involved. So you cannot just go with the idea that I am going to party, therefore I am going to college. Like that, with everything there will be challenges. So is householder's life. In one statement I can put that and you all know. Right? Family life is also not easy. So Bhagavan says, this path, anarya jushtam, the path that you have taken is not taken by the wise people. Aswargyam. Aswargyam means it will not take you to Swarga. Something which will take you to Aswarga. Means Bhagavan is saying if you fight, you will go to heaven. If you don't fight, you will not go to heaven. This is page 130. 130. So he thought, if I fight, then I will go to hell. Therefore I should not fight. This is Arjuna's thinking. Bhagavan says you are 180 degrees opposite in your thinking. Incorrect. Not even close. Aswargyam. Akirtikaram Arjuna. Oh Arjuna, it is Akirtikaram means this will give you ill fame. See, you means Arjuna, you thought that this is going to destroy so many men, this, that, and therefore the right thing to do is not fight, and people will think how great is Arjuna. Last minute he saved everyone from the war. So his name will come in history as great person who saved everyone from war. Bhagavan says, you think this will give you fame, this will give you ill fame. Aswargyam, akirtikaram Arjuna. Now, sometimes, when this episode comes, so people suddenly start comparing a war going on somewhere, America and Afghanistan, or America and Iraq and all, and they say, look, you are justifying war here. Therefore, it seems like you are justifying war there also, and so much killing and this. Remember, don't start putting two things together because there is war here, there is war there, therefore everything is safe. It is not. War will be justified if it is for the right cause. What is the cause? It's like this. If a father beats child, like in India it was very common that if the child is not studying, the teacher is also entitled to beat the student. Now it is not possible. Otherwise teacher, you would say, stand there and become Murugan or it was common. The act of disciplining, it is right. It is not out of hatred or anger. It is out of love that the student or the child should learn, improve, become disciplined. For example, here you all are sitting, right? Let's say somebody gets a phone call on cell phone and you start talking in the class. Then I should say, right, that what are you doing? Because some discipline has to be there, otherwise this is just like front street. Somebody is coming, somebody is going, chal raha hai sab. This is not marketplace. So like that, Bhagavan says, no, this war is for another purpose. No, Bhagavan thought, listening to this Arjuna will say, okay, I am ready, Bhagavan. But nothing happened. So Bhagavan is giving another big blow. Arjuna. Stanza 3. Klaipyam ma smagamah partha smagamah partha naitatvayupapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. Bhagavan says, O Partha, Partha is name of Arjuna. O Partha, Klaipyam ma smagama. Klaipyam means impotence. Impotence means don't become a eunuch. You know, in India you see this. Male acting as female. They dress up as female and they walk around on the street and they ask for money from stores. Have you seen that? That is called eunuch. Bhagavan is giving this title to Arjuna. This is what you have become here. Because in Mahabharata earlier, in Virat Parva, Arjuna had become lady for 1 year. Brihanalla. She had become a dance teacher to Uttara, the daughter of King Virat. With all makeup and all, so he appeared like a lady. So, you see, for a great warrior, male person, if he cries, like even little children when they cry, boys, they say, "Oh, what are you crying like girls?" Immediately he will feel, that how I am, because it is a girls can cry. Don't take me wrong, okay? Girls are emotional in nature. But men are not supposed to cry. This is the tradition. So Arjuna is crying, so Bhagavan said, "What are you crying like eunuch?" That should have made Arjuna so angry. He said, "I am going to fight now." Nothing happened. You see, when person has gone down so much in that mental condition, any kind of such sarcastic remark doesn't trigger anything. Okay, if you say so. Bad guy. So, Klaibyam Masmaga, Bhagavan says, don't become like that. Na etat tvayi upapadyate. This doesn't befit you. This is so inappropriate for you, where you are sitting like this, giving up the weapons, because you have great titles. You imagine some Olympic champion, this victor, this, that, whatever title says he has got, and now this person, he is not able to go for any ordinary competition. Just seeing that some people in the competition, he said, "Oh, I am down. I cannot do anything." So Bhagavan says, this is not right for you. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishtha parantapa. Bhagavan reminds him, one of your name is Parantapa. Parantapa means the one who can create fear in the enemies just by his presence. Like in our cricket team, I don't know how many of you have West Indies very close by, so some interest in cricket. So in cricket team, if they say Dhoni is playing, Sachin Tendulkar and Virendra Sehwag is playing, Sehwag, double century, he will hit. So just their presence, somebody feels, oh, it's a challenging team. Arjuna was like that. His presence could have created fear in enemy camp. Like, just to give you an example, if the enemies, they would reach the battlefield and they find out, oh, Arjuna is also there in the camp, battlefield, immediately they would call home, "Honey, I'm not coming back. Today is my last day." That much they were afraid. The person from whom they were so much afraid, that fellow is sitting here and crying now. Bhagavan is reminding. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam. This hridaya daurbalyam, weakness of your heart, means weakness of your mind. Kshudram, it is so low, it is so insignificant. Give that up and get up. Don't continue with this. Nothing happened to Arjuna. Now he gives another explanation, but there is a good result from this explanation. And what is that? Remember yesterday when I closed, I mentioned something that Arjuna has not yet become disciple. Now he is going to become disciple. Arjuna uvacha katham bhishmamaham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana ishubhi pratiyotsyami pujarhavari sudana. Arjuna says, Bhagavan, how am I supposed to fight with Bhishma and Drona? Katham Bhishma maham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana. Katham aham, how am I Bhishmam dronam sankhye. Sankhye means in the war against Bhishma and Drona. Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami. Ishubhihi, with the arrows. How am I going to attack them? How am I going to release arrows against them? Means if they are standing in front of me, my hands will shiver. I will not have strength. And actually they are puja arhav arisudana. Puja arhav arisudana. Oh Bhagwan, they are worthy of worship, puja. Now, this point, we think, yes, he is right. Who will release arrows or weapons against grandfather, against his teacher? So the answer is, if they were righteous and supporting the righteous side, dharma, then this argument was 100% correct. They are not supporting Pandavas who are righteous. They are supporting Kauravas. This question was asked to both of them, Bhishma and Drona. Why are you supporting Kauravas? Why don't you join Pandavas? Because they are doing everything wrong. Bhishma said, I have taken a vow to support this throne. Whoever is sitting on it, I will support. But that vow, even though if it supports adharma, and he continues to follow the vow, then that means he is not following it by the spirit, he is just following it by the word. Remember, these are the things we should know. And as he said that I have been eating food from here, इसका नमक मैं खा रहा हूं. Same thing Drona said, that when I needed support, because Drupada insulted me, so they supported me, and because of his extreme love for Ashwathama, he wanted Ashwathama to become something. That's why he is supporting. You see, all these things, they have this connection somewhere. Psychologically, I have become weak somewhere. And that becomes the cause of the downfall. So, because they were supporting adharma, it was perfectly alright to fight against them. Now, Arjuna says they deserve worship. You ask one question. Before Arjuna came here, didn't he know that they are going to fight from Kaurava's side? He knew it very well, right? When he came here, did he come with puja thali? He never came with any puja preparation, bell and water and flowers and fruits and nothing. He came here to fight. This is sudden change in his thinking. And it is superficial. If the problem goes away, it is alright. So, Bhagavan is not taking this argument. Bhagavan says, Now, in next couple of stanzas, he is going to surrender. Guruna hatva hi mahanubhavan, Guruna hatva hi mahanubhavan, Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke, Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyamapi haloke, Hatvartha kamanstu guru nihaiva, Hatvartha kamanstu guru nihaiva, Punjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan, Punjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan. Next one also. Nachaitadvidmah kataranno gariyo, Nachaitadvidmah kataranno gariyo, Yadva jayema yadivano jayeyuhu, Yadva jayema yadivano jayeyuhu, Yaneva hatva na jijivishamaha, Yaneva hatva na jijivishamaha, Devastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha, Devastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha. He says, instead of killing these great people, fighting with them, it is better to ask bhaikshyam. Bhaikshyam means bhiksha food. Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyam api haloke. In this world, tomorrow I will become sannyasi, I will change my clothes, and I will start asking for bhavati bhikshan dehi, bhavati bhikshan dehi. So there is a tradition, you can go to 5 houses. And fortunately, by Bhagavan's grace, in one house you will get something. We are very fortunate, our Gurudev has done so much. So that people give food. Whether they attend lectures or not, that depends on you. Food we get in our Guru's name. So, but as I said, in that there is a rule. Everyone cannot ask, like tomorrow if everyone decides, I am not going to work, I am not going to study also, then what will I do for food? I will just take one katori, bhavati bhikshan dehi, and somebody will give food. Not allowed. Only if you are a renunciate or you are living a lifestyle of the Vedas and you are teaching Vedas, studying Vedas, that is the only profession that you have, then you are entitled for begging. So remember, sannyasis and beggars, they are not same. Huh? Because sannyasis, they have chosen this path, giving up everything. Beggars, choicelessly it has fallen in there. And for sannyasis, there is a greater goal. So there is a difference. So here when he says, I'd rather do bhiksha, shreyo bhoktum bhaikshyam api haloke, that is not right. And he says, after killing them, what will happen? Hatva artha kamanstu guru nihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rudera pradigdan. Gurun iha hatva rudira pradigdan artha kaman bhogan bhunjiya. If we kill these people, then the objects of enjoyment that we get, they all will be like blood stained. Means I will not be able to enjoy when I sit on that chair on which Bhishma is sitting or Drona is sitting. Then I will remember, oh, my Guru was here, he used to sit here. You see, there is a difference in Arjuna's thinking and Bhagavan's thinking. You see, some of these things, we should be able to catch. Arjuna, what is he thinking? That if we fight this war, then we will get kingdom, we will get objects of enjoyment, and we will get artha kama. Artha means wealth. Kama means pleasures. So the purpose of war is to get kingdom, objects of enjoyment, wealth, pleasure. This is what he is thinking. And he says, because I don't want these, therefore I should not fight. Right? What Bhagavan is saying, this war is not for wealth, is not for pleasure, objects of enjoyment, it is not for palace or kingdom. This war is for righteousness. Therefore you should fight. Because it is the right thing for you to do. You see the difference? Because it is right thing, therefore you do. I am not saying you enjoy. You don't enjoy. But you have to fight. So if some kid says, if I become good student and I go to engineering or medicine or something, then I will have lot of money, then I will have nice car, big home, this, that, etc. Right? I don't want big car and home. Therefore, I will not study. And the father should tell, if you don't want, you don't have it. But study you will have to. You see, this connection should be clear. So if somebody says, why should I go and do prayers to God? You do prayers because you want something, right? I don't want anything. Therefore, I should not do prayers. He said, no. Even if you don't want anything, you should pray. Because prayer is not for any objects. Prayer is for purity of your mind, which will lead you to liberation. If somebody says, I don't want to lose, my aim for next year is not to lose weight. Therefore, I should not exercise. I should not have diet control. He said, no. Even if that is not your goal, you will have to do this. So discipline in life, regulations in life, they are required whether you are looking for any tangible gain out of that or not. That should not matter. Like if you also tell somebody, why don't you come and attend Bhagavad Gita discourse? He said, why? I have no problem. I am telling you, people will tell such thing. As though only if you have problem, then you should attend Bhagavad Gita. This is foolishness. Because problem may not be there right now. When problem comes, you are not going to have Lord Krishna standing next to you immediately who will give the answer. And at that time, I may not be in that state of mind to listen to anyone. Therefore, I have to prepare my mind when I am in my best case. Like connecting to our immunity example. When you get sick, then you don't say, I am going to exercise now. Why? Because I need to build immunity. You cannot do that. Immunity, you should have it before. So the relevance we should understand. We know that we are not going to fight the war, but my duty, or a parent is there, okay? So somebody said, you should take care of child. Why? I am not expecting anything from them, that they are not going to earn money for me, that they are not going to serve me, and I don't expect also. Therefore, I don't need to take care of them. You don't expect anything from them, still you will have to take care of them. Why? Because it is your duty. And you do. This is what is called, without expecting anything in return, I have to do my due diligence. And this is whether at family level, at community level, at society level. Why people should vote? Because you have to make sure that the right candidate comes. Now, if all are wrong, then you pick the least problematic candidate. That is another thing. Or you yourself stand up. This is another, people always, all politicians are bad. Okay, you do. No, I am more interested in my things. Such comments you get. Sometimes, people say, all these sadhu sannyasis, they are also all useless. Okay, you become. Okay, then you realize, no, जो कर रहा है उनको करने दो. People say all organizations, they don't do any good job. Okay, you start. So, because it is my duty, I should do. And I have to support the right cause. That is what Bhagavan's stand is. Arjuna still didn't get that. So he thought, I am fighting for heaven and this pleasure, that pleasure, kingdom. So if I don't want, therefore I should not fight. So you as a parents, you also get some practical ideas how you want to connect these with your life, your children. Nacha etad vidmah kataranno gariyah. And he says, Bhagavan, we don't know what is better for us. What is Shrestha? Gariyaha means Shrestha. Katara, of these two. What? So he says, first of all, we don't know. Yadva jayema, yadiva naha jayeyu. Whether we will win or whether they will win, we don't know. So if we are not sure about victory, why should even we fight? Whether you are ready or not, you fight. You take the test, then you will realize how much you are falling short. Then you will prepare. Yane abahatva na jijivishamaha te avasthitaha pramukhe lakarash. Killing whom we are not even desirous of living. Then why we should kill them? Means without them I cannot imagine my life. Up to this point, Bhagavan doesn't say anything. And Arjuna realizes there is some problem with himself. This is going to make an individual a student. What is the criteria? You see, up till now he thought war is not right, what we are doing is not right, all sorts of things. He never thought, I have a problem. When will anyone listen to instructions? When they realize, I have a problem and I should ask somebody. No self-medication. Like when you have some problem. So first thing is, just do some local, I know what to do. So haldi and ginger, water, this, that, you start with all those things. Hot water pad, this, that, everything. After some time, you realize this is just going on and on, nothing is being solved, then you say, I better talk to a doctor. And not only just go there and see how he is doing, he should see how I am doing, and if he says you should do these things, I better follow. So at this point, person becomes ready to take instructions. What will make an individual a student? So you say, I am ready to listen to you. Then only somebody can teach. Until that point, when I say, no, you don't tell me anything. I know what to do. I know what is right for me. Then say, oh, okay, karo. Keep doing what you want. Right? So, then nobody will actually give instruction. Like you, just to give an example, teenager. You may feel, why are you giving example? Because we all have been through that age, and many of you have children who are going through this. So let's say a child comes to you and they'll ask, what should I do? I have this and that. So you give them solution, do this. They'll do opposite. You said take option A, they will take option B. Why? My friend told me. Okay. Then next time they come. What should I do? I have choice A and B. So you said take choice B. They take choice A. Third time when they come and they ask what should I do, you should say you ask your friend or you do whatever you want. Because there is no point in me telling you anything. Whatever I say, anyway you don't follow. So what will happen if I am not ready to take instructions, the other person will stop giving instructions. And then all the instructions will be of no use. So until I become student, no teaching I will be able to say is for me. I will think all these teachings are for some Arjuna who was confused and somebody else is teaching me. I never will feel this is my need. And that's why we feel, that I have been studying, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Something is happening very slow, but it is not direct for me. Because I am not the recipient, somebody else is. And you will see in a crowd also of 50 people, different persons' reception will be different. For somebody it will hit right away. Somebody will have some instructions that will hit, somebody will have some other instructions. Depending on what is their ability of reception, what is their condition of mind. Right? So here Bhagavan is just waiting. He says, until you say, I have a problem and Bhagavan please do something to teach me, tell me, I am not going to do anything. So he is just quiet. So now Arjuna surrenders in this. Karpanya doshopahata svabhava Karpanya doshopahata svabhava Pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetah Pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetah Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme Yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam Shishyasteham Te aham shishya I am your disciple. That is the punchline. Until that happens, teaching doesn't begin. He says, I am karpanya dosha upahata swabhava. Karpanya dosha means this defect of extreme grief I am overpowered with that karpanya dosha. And dharma sammudha chetaha tvam prachami. And I am confused about what is my duty. You see, right question also should come. I am confused about what is my duty. What am I supposed to do? Dharma sammudha chetaha aham. So what should I do, Bhagwan? You tell me that now, tanve bruhi. That you tell me. What? Yat shreyasya nishchitam. Yat nishtam shreyasya, that which will certainly give me shreya, means absolute good. Remember I mentioned relative good and absolute good. So please tell me that by which my absolute good will happen. This is what I want to know. And I have become your disciple. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Don't read as shadimam. Meri shadi kara lo Bhagwan. No, not shadi. Shadhi. Shadhi means instruct me. I am ready for instructions. And you know, this is very difficult thing. For somebody to accept that, I will follow your instructions. You ask anyone in the house, you ask husband. Okay, from that I remembered something. So there was one husband, he was talking to another person, he said, in our house we have no conflict over any decision making. Whenever any choice is to be made, my wife makes her choice and I follow hers. So there is no conflict. So that means Shishyasteham. He had accepted that 100% I will just follow. But in general, one person thinks this way, another person thinks the other way. Children also, they say, don't tell me. Don't give me instructions. Don't give me lecture, sometimes they'll say. So, Arjuna says, Bhagwan, I am ready to listen to you. Now, okay, I will raise a question. When will we think that we are ready to take instructions? Something has to happen which will say, yes, now I am ready. So that is the preparation, our mental preparation. And a person who has lived a life of some discipline, person who has lived a life of nobility, goodness, thoda Bhagwan ka bhajan, sadhan, little bit of that is done, then that person will be ready to take instructions. Not otherwise. Otherwise they say, first of all, the question will be, I have no faith in Bhagavad Gita. I will begin from there. This is of no use. Someone, today I went for this Gita. You are wasting your time. This is how it will begin. Okay, tell me what did they say. If you are insistent, then they will ask, okay, tell me what they said. Oh, they said this. See, I knew it. They always will say like this. It is very easy, to take such stands. So, he says, no, Bhagwan, I am ready. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. And now, last stanza, he talks about mamapanudyad prapashyami mamapanudyad yacchokamuchoshanam indriyanam शोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम् He says, you see, this is the condition. In that second line, the entire condition of Arjuna is summarized. Yat shokam indriyanam uchshoshanam nahi prapashyami mama apanudyat. Mama shokam apanudyat sadhanam nahi prapashyami. He says, the grief that I am going through right now, it is as though taking away all my strength from every part of my body, sense organs, mind, everything. And I don't see any solution which is going to fix this. Now I want to, let us analyze this part of it. When will an individual feel that the knowledge of scripture is what I need? When an individual realizes that all other solutions of the world will not give me what I am looking for. Think about this. When an individual realizes that for this mental problem, mental despondency, or depression you call, or whatever word you want to use, the worldly solutions are not permanent solution. It is at that time that the person will say, I better look for some other solution. Like if somebody says, I have some particular disease and I am going to try allopathy. You would start trying allopathy. Then after some time you feel, this is not working out. When you see that this is not the solution, then you will say, I have to look for alternative solution. Until you feel that, no, this is going to fix it, you will not have faith in anything. If somebody comes and says, this is the medicine, you will take it and leave it in your house. You will not start. As long as Arjuna thought that the solution will come from the world, he never felt this knowledge is going to give the solution. It is when he feels that, no, the worldly solutions are temporary. That is when he will become serious and say, this is going to work. Now I will tell you, why would the so-called worldly solutions not work? Why would the worldly solution not work? So there are few problems with that. First problem is, you try anything of the world for any problem, not necessarily this problem. Any solution that we try from within the world, there will be significant struggle, number one. And the result that we will get, it is always going to be temporary, time bound. So after this much effort, I get some solution, it will last for a short time and gone. You look at any solution. Let us say there is somebody who is trying for number one position. I'll give you an example of President Barack Obama. You say, okay, I am going to go campaign for 1.5 years, go here, there, do everything and become president. Okay, you become president. Then you think those other Republicans, they are going to let you walk over, easily. Nothing. Not a single thing they'll let you pass. Everything will be obstacle. What will people of the world think? The most powerful person on the earth, with the maximum nukes under his hand, he is helpless. You see? I am not even giving example of any other ordinary person. So that person also is helpless. Then how long is his term? Maximum 4 years. Right? And after that, so already there will be debate what will happen. Or maximum another 4 more years. So, with all the struggle, your gain is limited. After that gain also, you are helpless. You don't have total freedom. And with whatever that you get, it is time bound. Third limitation is sorrow is always associated with that joy. Means you get one good news, you will have 2 bad news along with that. It is never that there is pure happiness. If somebody says, today at least don't tell me any bad news. There was one patient. So he had gone to a doctor and doctor said, okay, he'll be under my supervision, and he took all the reports and all. And then doctor went to the patient and he said, I have a good news and bad news for you. Which one do you want first? So the patient said, okay, doctor. So he said, you have only 24 hours remaining of your life. Because this is good news. What is bad news? He said, I was supposed to give you this news yesterday. So, this is not how. With everything there is good news, bad news. And one boy, actually this thing happened. He had ordered some book for math practices. Big books. Sanjaya Uvacha Eva Muktva Rishikesham Gudakesha Parantapaha Nayotsya iti Govindam Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha. Next one also. Tamuvacha Rishikesha Prahasanniva Bharat Senayorubayor madhye Vishidantamigam vachah. So now Arjuna has become quiet but surrendered to Bhagavan, and so Sanjay is our reporter. He is reporting about what is going on there. So he says, in this way, evam uktva Rishikesham Gudakesha Parantapaha, that Arjuna, having said this, Nayotsye, I will not fight you. Saying that, he put down his weapons and he sat down on the chariot. To that, Arjuna, Bhagavan with all smile and laughter. Means not laughing ha ha ha, but you know that Bhagavan's sweet smile is there. That now you are ready. Up till now, you were not ready for teaching. So, now Bhagavan is going to begin. So, from stanza 11, and when Bhagavan begins, you know how it is T20, cricket match, T20. From first ball, start hitting. So from first stanza, Bhagavan is going to start giving teaching, highest teaching. In fact, the second chapter is the summary of entire Bhagavad Gita. If you understand second chapter clearly, you have understood the entire Bhagavad Gita. Then of course you will ask me, then why did Bhagavan give other chapters? Because Bhagavan also knows that only a person with the right frame of mind, taught by Bhagavan himself, will be able to get it right away. For everyone else, elaboration is needed. So we are included in that other group, everyone else group. So further. But second chapter covers everything. So now, what we are going to do, we have 4 days. So we are going to start seeing, and if we can see up to at least stanza 38 or so, because that is where there is one logical conclusion. There are 72 stanzas in this chapter. So we cannot cover all 72. We have seen 10 stanzas, so 62 stanzas are there from this. So in next 4 days, we will see how many we can cover, and whatever is not covered, like in TV serial they have, to be continued, ... So we will also continue, assuming that at least the students who are here will also continue to study. Otherwise, whatever you get, be satisfied with that. Okay? So here we will conclude today's discourse. Tomorrow, be on time, because Bhagavan is going to start his teaching. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari